Hey guys, so I'm going to make a gluten-free stuffing. It's kind of a run for Thanksgiving. I know it's still September, don't nobody say nothing. So what you're going to need is, you need a gluten-free stuffing mix. I love most things cats. I have a couple misses, but you need a gluten-free stuffing. So I know Katz has one. I know Aldi's has one if you can find it. It's in season right now, but you need that. And then I'm going to use some cornbread. Gonna make it, and I'm gonna add it to it just to kind of have more. It has a seasoning packet in it, but I'm still gonna add some onions, some celery flakes, cream of chicken. Love this stuff, and stock to make it a little bit moist. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna make my cornbread. I'm doing it to specifications. It's super easy. This is one of my favorites other than Bob's. You just need an egg and a 1/4 cup of milk. I do wear glasses. So making my cornbread first. Alright guys, so we made our cornbread. Looks delicious. Favorite gluten-free cornbread. Now we're going to get to making the stuffing. Alright guys, so we've got our cornbread that we made. Now we're going to make our actual stuffing mix. So I'm going to make it like the back of the box. It says add vegetable broth to a pot, bring to a boil, add seasoning to taste, oil or margarine. Then add stuffing mix for 2 minutes and stir. So my biggest problem right here is, like, it says 1.5 cups. I feel like that's either going to be too much or not enough, but let's see what happens. Alright guys, we've got our chicken broth, because I don't have vegetable, and oil. We're going to let it boil, and then I'm going to throw everything in. Alright guys, so while this is boiling, before we really start mixing everything together, I went ahead and used my cast iron again. I've got it oil and I'm going to stick it in the oven to heat it. Alright guys, so we have boiling. It says to turn it down to a simmer. Done that. And it says to add this seasoning packet. It says to taste, but since I don't know how this tastes, we're going to add it all. There we go. Smells great. Stir this. Add the stuffing mix and stir for 2 minutes? Yeah, stir for 2 minutes. Okay. Stuffing is in. Let's see what happens. Okay guys, we've stirred this for 2 minutes. I was right about the amount of liquid. It is just too much. It is just kind of a soggy mess right now, but we're gonna fix that. In the same pan, still got it over heat, we're gonna take our cornbread and we're just gonna crumble it in there. You don't have to use the whole thing of cornbread. I'm going to use most of it. 1, because I need more than what I've made. And 2, this is just a soggy mess right now. So, like, just add your cornbread in. Crumble it like I'm doing. You can use something else if you're not a fan of doing it with your hands. Now let's stir again. Keeping most of the cornbread in the pan. Going to kind of mush it down. There we go, that's actually absorbing the moisture. Okay, so we're gonna stir it. There we go. All right, and now it's really sage heavy, so I am definitely gonna add some of my California onion to kind of combat some of that. Celery flakes. Dried onions. You can use real ones. I just don't have any on hand right now. All right, let's give this a stir. Oop, try to keep everything in your pan. I'm not doing that today, apparently. All right, this is looking a lot better. It's smelling a lot better too. Yeah. It's not gonna work with keeping it in the pan today. Oh well. All right, guys, now we are gonna add cream and chicken. And I know you're like, well, you said it was too moist. Different kind of moisture. Also, if you hate the word moist, I'm sorry. So, gonna throw this in here. And I like that the gluten-free comes out so much nicer than the regular cans. All right, let's mix again. That's looking great, smelling much better. All right. Now, the last step on the Cats thing said to add, or to put it into a baking dish and bake it for 20 minutes to make it crispy. We're definitely gonna do that. All right, guys, so we've warmed our skillet with the oil. Now we're gonna put our stuffing into it. Try to get it in the skillet, not beside it like I'm doing. And we're gonna pat it down. This will all fit in there. You just have to make sure that it's pressed down really well as you're doing it. And be very careful, your skillet is gonna be hot. All right, guys, so as you can see, we have the entire thing covered. It is in there. I am going to add a little bit of chicken stock just to keep it, favorite word, moist. Just kind of pour it on top. It will seep through. Not a lot, maybe like a half a cup total. Now we're gonna put this in the oven and we're gonna cook this for probably 30 to 40 minutes to make sure it's nice and crispy on the edges. All right, guys, so this is after it cooked for 40 minutes. I wanted it to crispy the edges. As you can see, I've already pulled some out, but it is super moist inside, but not overly done. It is gonna go great with chicken and gravy. Cats by itself is not the greatest to me. Everybody has their own taste buds, but I definitely think if you're gonna use it, you need to do something like this. Hope you guys enjoy this recipe.